For decades, Elton John lived inside the roar of stadiums full of people who adored him. Flames burst from his piano, sequins caught the light, and millions sang back every word he wrote. From the outside, it looked like a life built entirely on celebration. But when the lights went down and the crowds went home, Elton was often left alone with a silence no applause could ever fill. Long before the fame, he was simply Reginald Dwight, a quiet boy from Pinner who grew up in a home built on discipline rather than warmth. His father demanded control. His mother's affection came and went without warning. In that uncertainty, young Reginald turned to the piano, not just as an instrument, but as the one place where he felt truly safe. Music didn't ask him to earn love. It simply gave him somewhere to belong. His talent revealed itself almost impossibly early. By 3 he could already play by ear. By 11 he'd won a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music, an achievement that should have brought comfort, but instead deepened his sense of not fitting in. Surrounded by prodigies, he felt the weight of having to prove himself again and again. Even as his gift opened doors, the ache of not belonging followed him through every one of them. That ache eventually gave birth to someone new. Reginald became Elton John, not just a stage name but a shield. The oversized glasses, the wild costumes, the larger-than-life performances were armor built to make sure he could never be overlooked again. But beneath the glitter, the same boy who once longed for approval was still there, quietly watching from behind the spectacle. Before the fame came the grind, small pub gigs with bluesology in different crowds, years of learning to keep going without applause. Those years taught him endurance. They also prepared him for the moment his life would change completely, meeting Taupin. Their partnership gave Elton something fame alone never could: understanding. Bernie's words gave shape to feelings Elton couldn't always express himself, and together they created music that felt like confession as much as art. Then came stardom, and with it an entirely new kind of pressure. Albums soared. Tours sold out. Yet the more the world adored him, the harder it became to simply be himself when no one was watching. Fame gave him visibility but not peace. Every ovation fed the performer while quietly wearing down the man underneath. For years, Elton carried that weight in silence, searching for ways to cope with pressure that never seemed to ease. But slowly, through honesty and connection, something shifted. Love, later in life, offered him something the stage never could: stability without performance. Family, purpose, and self-reflection began to soften wounds that fame alone could never heal. Now, at 79, Elton no longer sees success as constant triumph. He sees it as survival, as the courage to keep creating even while carrying old scars. His legacy isn't just the music or the spectacle. It's the honesty it took to finally look inward after a lifetime spent performing outward. The roar of the crowd may eventually fade, but the quiet truth behind it, a boy who once felt unseen and the man who finally learned to see himself, is the real story behind Elton John. Not just brilliance, but humanity.